Good morning and welcome to YMCA Cricket Club. This is the final in the series between Ireland and Australia. Australia 2-0 up in the series, having won a thrilling game on Wednesday evening and having had a slightly more comfortable win yesterday evening. The Irish side has been announced, and the Irish side is Captain Isabel Joyce, Laura Delaney, Kim Garth, Cecilia Joyce, Amy Keneally, Gabby Lewis, Ciara Metcalfe, Lucy O'Reilly, Claire Shillington, Elena Tice and Mary Waldron. Mike 2. The Irish side is Isabel Joyce, Laura Delaney, Kim Garth, Cecilia Joyce, Amy Keneally, Gabby Lewis, Ciara Metcalfe, Lucy O'Reilly, Claire Shillington, Elena Tice and Mary Waldron. Today is Saturday the 22nd of August. We're here in Sandymount Village, YMCA Cricket Club, for the final game in the 3-match series. Is that okay, Collie? Great. Hello, good morning. Very shortly it'll be good afternoon, and welcome to the YMCA Cricket Club here on Dublin's south side. This is the third T20 international between Ireland and Australia. Currently, Australia lead 2-0 in the series. We look forward to bringing you a terrific day's cricket today. The forecast is slightly different to the previous two games in that it's considerably more overcast today, and earlier on, prior to the game, we had the toss. The two captains, Meg Lanning from Australia and Isabel Joyce from Ireland, along with umpires Azam Ali Beg and Clive Colleran, made their way out to the middle. Isabel Joyce flicked the coin. The toss was won by Meg Lanning of Australia, and having won the toss, Australia have decided to bat. For those of you joining us on the live stream, you're exceptionally welcome. I would particularly like to welcome our friends from Australia. We've had considerable numbers viewing us over the past 2 days, and we look forward to a tremendous crowd today. To start with, in the commentary box today, I'm delighted to welcome Chris Siddle. Chris is the coach of the Scorchers, one of the Super Threes team, and is also manager of the Irish men's team. Chris, you're very welcome.
Good morning, thanks for having me, Heatley.
Delighted to have you, Chris. No doubt you're looking forward to the day's cricket?
I am, yes. It's been a great few days here. Just hoping that we can get a win today and take away the record of the Australians, the unbeaten record they have.
Well, certainly Wednesday's game was a terrific encounter which really went down to the wire. Not quite as close yesterday, but fingers crossed that we'll have a really good game today. To open the bowling from the Claremont Road End for Ireland, it's Kim Garth. Kim has had an absolutely superb series thus far. Number 34 on her back, she's loosening up. She's just getting ready to approach the wicket. Here she goes, right arm over the wicket. It's Kim Garth. She bowls the first ball of the day, and that's a tremendous shot. The first runs of the day, a pull through mid-wicket, and that gets Australia off the mark. 4 off the first delivery. Good start for Australia, Chris.
Yeah, it's a good start. I think it's probably Kim's best start so far as well. She's bowled a wide the first ball so far in both games, so he's probably pleased to get it on the pitch, but a little disappointing that it's gone for 4 there.
Hey Tim, all right? Good.
It's a little better, a little tighter in, similar length, but a lot tighter to the body. It's well fielded by Gabby Lewis again.
Yeah, I think one of the really noticeable factors about yesterday's play, Chris, was particularly with the Australians bowling, how they tied up the Irish batsmen yesterday with their line and their length.
Yeah, it's very difficult to get the ball away, especially when you know how strong they are in the field. And they did make a couple of mistakes early on in the field, but it didn't put them off. It's another good ball from Kim there.
Yeah, good line, good length.
But they did make a couple of mistakes with the throws early on, but it didn't put them off, and they kept the pressure on. They kept throwing down the stumps, and I think we said 5 or 6 times they actually hit the stumps. And it always puts a doubt in your mind when you're running whether you can take on a field or not, and that makes a difference in 2020.
Oh, break in play here. Youngster on the field of play. Mum comes to the rescue.
He doesn't want to get off, does he?
No, he's dead right. He wants to be part of the action, and why wouldn't he want to be? So it's Kim Garth from the Claremont Road End. Fine stride. She bowled absolutely beautifully yesterday.
Yeah, she's done fantastic so far. She's bowled 4 overs in both maxes, and she's gone for 19 runs and 17 runs in those games, which is an incredible effort in 2020 cricket, especially when you're playing against the world champions. Yeah,
Kim has really grown into this Irish side, and I think I'm right in saying, Chris, that on a number of occasions this year she's captained the Irish side.
Yeah, she has, just as she comes in again. That's a little back of a length again, well done. A little bit quicker this time. Looks like it's Corvalani out a little bit with the pace there. Just hit her on the top of the back leg. Not sure what they were appealing for, but Yeah, Kim's done really well. Isabel Joyce missed a few games, especially in the 2020s with injury, and we decided Kim's done a great job with the Scorchers to let her step up.
Just breaks her run up there, and as Chris mentions, the Scorchers. You had a great season yourself, Chris.
Yes, we have.
Coaching
Yeah,
the Scorchers. Well done to you, first of all. Many
thank
congrats.
you very much. Thank you.
In she comes. Bowling to Villani. Beautiful shot from Villani. Just steers it backward of point. Villani has looked an absolute class cricketer, Chris.
Yeah, she's been very good so far. We know a lot about her. We know she hits hard. We know she likes to hit down the ground, but she's shown in the last few days as well. She's very good square of the wicket for the shorter ball and the ball back of a length as well. It's very difficult to bowl at batters like that.
You know, the one thing that I've found quite striking over the first two games is the quality of the cutting and pulling on the part of the Australian bats. They have just been fantastic, and I suppose it comes from playing on sort of hard bouncy wickets, Chris.
It's probably something at home in Australia. The ball comes on a little bit quicker, so in the UK and over here in Ireland, they probably find themselves having a little extra time, which means they can get away with playing these shots that probably they wouldn't be able to do in Australia.
Big occasion this for Amy Keneally, making her debut in this series. Amy will open the bowling for Ireland, and she'll do so from the Wes Earl end. Amy plays her cricket out of Leinster Cricket Club. Leinster Cricket Club, one of the biggest clubs in the country, based in Rathmines. She approaches the wicket, right arm over the wicket. Opens with a dot, that'll fill her full of confidence. Well fielded there.
I think she's probably got away with that one a little bit. It was a bit of a full toss outside off stump. I think Elise Perry will probably be disappointed she didn't put that away. It's always nice as a bowler to get away with one of those, isn't it?
Of course it is. Of course it is. Everyone needs a stroke of good fortune from time to time. So here she comes, Amy Keneally. She approaches the wicket, delivers the ball. Good delivery. Very well taken by Mary Waldron. Mary Waldron, now a veteran of the Irish ladies side, and I thought she kept exceptionally well the first 2 days. I don't think there were, in fact I know there were no byes on Wednesday.
Yeah, she's done very well, and she puts a lot of pressure on the batters because she's able to get up there and stand up to the stumps to almost any of our bowlers.
Keneally comes, nice shot from Perry, but no single. For those of you joining us on the live stream, can I bid you a very warm welcome? And to our Australian friends, we say a Cade Míle Fáilte. You're very welcome. We hope you enjoyed the day's cricket. We're in the home of the YMCA Cricket Club here in Sandymount. Amy Keneally opening the bowling for Ireland. A very confident start from Amy this. She'll be delighted. Good work on the part of the skipper there, patrolling the mid-wicket area. Ireland again under the astute captaincy of Isabel Joyce. The ball goes round the ring, back to Keneally. Has a look at the ball and strides toward the wicket. Keneally to Perry, slower ball. Slower ball which didn't quite come out right, I'm afraid there.
Yeah.
The old full bunger smashed over mid-wicket for 4 runs. Perry is certainly not someone you can bowl a loose delivery to.
No, definitely not like that. She picked it up very early. It was high full toss, maybe knee height, and she's just put that away into a gap. Very comfortable.
In comes Keneally. Beautifully fielded.
That's a good recovery. She's
yeah,
finished off well there.
Recovery, yeah.
Very well.
So 2 overs gone in this, the third T20 international between Ireland and Australia. Australia won the toss. Meg Lanning, captain of Australia, won the toss this morning and elected to bat. And having done so, they are 12 without loss. 2 overs gone. First over bowled by Kim Garth, who will take the ball and is about to commence the third over. Kim Garth out of the Pembroke Cricket Club,
Sure, I probably got a spare.
speaking to some of her fielders. Kim Garth, who's certainly been one of the outstanding players for Ireland in this series. Big stride approaching the wicket. It's a very good shot. It should just be the single. It is just the single. Well fielded, well gathered, well thrown.
That's Amy Keneally down there at third man.
Yeah.
And some good work. It's always difficult down there when you've just finished an over. You're trying to compose your thoughts, think about your plans, how you're going to bowl the next over, and as soon as you get down there, the ball comes at you. It's never easy.
Yeah.
Am I? Thanks very much.
Garth delivers. Good ball.
I am. You're not. I know you're not here at all, then, obviously.
I think something Kim's done very well, and she continues to do. She puts pressure on very early in an innings. It very often leads to a wicket or 2 wickets coming, and it has a huge impact on the game.
I think she had Perry in 2 minds as to what shot to play there.
Yeah,
In she comes. Right arm over the wicket. Bowls.
I saw it.
Umpire Clive Colleran exercising his arms and signalling to the scorers that that was a wide delivery. Isabel Joyce will just speak to her bowler. Claire Shillington throws the ball back. Here comes Garth. One of the things, Chris, I'd love to see a wagon wheel of the Australian batting, and it's certainly one of the shots that has reaped huge rewards for them in this series.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, I think they've scored quite well all over the ground. It's something that's been a strength there, isn't it? It's the reason why they're world champions. Is that if there's a gap in the field, they will find it. And it's an easy run. It gets them off strike. Oh, that's a good shot.
Quality cricket shot.
Very good shot.
Absolutely quality cricket shot on the part of Elise Villani, who has looked a wonderful cricketer since she arrived on our shores. Just driving Garth through the covers there.
I think something the Australians do as well is they rotate the strike well in between it, boundary balls. And if you do bowl tight to them, they do just rotate the strike around, keep the runs ticking over until they can find a boundary. Oh, that's well bowled.
That is well bowled. Well taken by Waldron.
Outstanding from Waldron.
Yeah, she had been standing back, and Waldron with that face mask of hers, probably a hockey goalie's face mask, Chris. I think
it's a great little contraption for her.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. She took that beautifully. She had been standing up to the wicket, trying to apply some pressure. Garth approaches the wicket. Good delivery.
It's a perfect example of that extra pressure and that extra bonus, having someone like Mary behind the stumps who's able to do that. The batter feels the pressure to stay in their crease. If Kim quite often moves the ball around a little bit in the air, and just the batter being back that extra kind of half a yard just makes a big difference to the ball.
We're both very visible on the streaming.
Chris, you are coach to the Scorchers in the Super 3s. And for those of you joining us, Chris is also the manager of the Irish senior men's team. I want to talk about that in a minute, but here comes Keneally, start of her second over. Glorious cricket shot.
Just a little bit of width then.
Yeah.
Harry picked up on it very quickly.
No, we're not going to get bogged down. They did the first 2 games. No.
It's particularly evident to see why she's one of the very top-ranked players in the ladies' game, Chris.
Definitely. She's a very compact player. She's obviously been coached very well. She's one of them players you've just got to bowl a very tight line, you've got to bowl a very good length to it, and just keep trying to apply pressure from her, and you need your help from your fielders.
An encouraging start from the Australians here this morning at Claremont Road. Keneally comes in, bowls a good delivery, certainly.
Yeah, that's definitely a much better place to bowl there, especially to Perry.
Well, I think what has been most evident this morning, that giving either Perry or Villani width is a no-no.
Yeah, definitely.
Keneally in, bowls. They take a quick single.
Oh, that's unlucky. Just stuck in the hand a little bit
Yeah,
there
it
for
did.
Shillington.
Yeah,
Five
yeah.
times out of six last night again.
It's definitely something we've thought about and something we've worked on as a team, is putting this pressure on and trying to build up balls and make the batters take the risk with those runs and then run them out. And it's just unfortunate didn't quite pay off with the throw there.
Claire Shillington, a veteran of the Irish ladies team. An opening bat. Just a little bit of activity behind the bowler's arm. Villani settles herself, as does Keneally, who comes to the wicket. A little short, and that is pulled away, I'm afraid.
Down to the infamous cow corner there.
Yeah. Again, we've, from an Irish perspective, the girls have got to work really very hard now this morning on their line and length. It's been a good start from the Australians, this, Chris.
Yeah, it'll be nice to see how the girls respond here, because so far the other two games we've got an early wicket and we've had pressure from the start, and it'll be good to see how the girls respond and how they can build that pressure up and start from scratch.
Keneally right arm over. Potentially should just be the single, no, but the Australian pressure turns it into two. Well run on their part.
That's good. It's always difficult out there. The ball's gone over the AstroTurf. A little bit of a bobble out there in the outfield. I think Cecilia's done well just to make sure she saved the four.
Yeah, a nice punch from Villani. Played with great authority. Elise Villani looking in fine nick. Good delivery there from Keneally.
Unfortunately, just picked up a single from it. It's good batting that. You know, they've dropped the ball down. They know the fielder Gabby's right-handed. They know she's got to come round the ball, so they're confident enough to take that run.
They are actually, yeah. They're sort of. It's
14, 15 years old.
Looks like we're going to get Lucy O'Reilly into the attack early here.
Yeah. I think Lucy has been one of the shining lights in the Irish side the last couple of days, Chris.
She has, yeah.
She has bowled exceptionally well and hasn't quite got the figures that I think she deserves.
No, I think she's probably been disappointed with the last over of yesterday's innings. The first four balls went for four, and other than that, she's had a very good series. I think the Australians have seen her before at the World Cup when she was a year younger and not quite as strong. I think they've been very surprised at the extra pace she's got and how much she's come on in that year.
Again, I thought she was a little unlucky yesterday evening. Her first ball of the final over really should have just gone for two and went for four, and that makes a big difference, Chris.
It sets a tone for the rest of the over.
Absolutely. And Grace Harris, I thought, batted exceptionally well. Here comes Lucy O'Reilly. Oh, that's a really good shot. Again, just giving her a little bit of width.
Kind of threw backward point there, isn't it?
Villani has looked very sharp this morning, getting on top of anything that's just short of a length. O'Reilly to the wicket. Fuller length delivery. Should just be the single.
I think it is this time.
Yeah, well fielded Keneally, well taken Waldron. Australia 36 without loss. We're in the fifth over.
Where's that?
Up in Columbus.
Lucy O'Reilly with ball in hand.
I think that's probably a genuine edge, that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Well fielded, well bowled, good cricket.
No well done.
If you're just joining us this afternoon, you're extremely welcome to our live stream. We hope you're enjoying the cricket. Australia won the toss and elected to bat. Our 37 without loss. We're in the 5th over. That's a really good shot. Slightly full and on the leg stump and just driven down the ground.
Just played that shot very well, and she played it on the up. Made sure she got enough on it to clear the field without really taking a big risk.
Yeah, clearing Laura Delaney there. And I would like to say hello to a very special friend of mine listening in Sydney. I want to say hello to Vanessa Johnson and her brother Charlie. Hi guys, we miss you down here. Well bowled by O'Reilly. I am delighted to have been passed that note, and I hope all is well with the Johnsons. And the Johnson family, such an integral part of Irish cricket for so many years. O'Reilly to the wicket. Well taken by Waldron. Good delivery.
It's a little bit extra pace there from Lucy. Just Louise McCarthy walking past the commentary box there, demanding a turn on the microphone as usual.
She may demand, she won't get.
It's probably wise. Probably wise. Looks like we're going to have Kira Metcalf in here. Pull some leg spin. Try and slow things down. Get some control here. Aussies have responded very well to the pace this morning, the seam bowling.
From the Weather end, Kira Metcalf.
See if we can get a strong finish to the power play here. A good tight over, maybe a wicket.
So Metcalf opening her account from the Wes Earl end, shirt number 23. Kira Metcalf has forced her way back into the Irish side.
Oh, that's going to go for 6. Yep.
A big ooh and a groan from the crowd, as I think the
I think the catch was dropped in the crowd
the
there.
catch was dropped there. Can't quite see, but a loose delivery from Metcalf, and Villani just thumped it to the boundary
Yeah,
for
just
6.
didn't come out right. It was a full toss, but that's a much better ball. Good response from Kira there.
This is a 3-match series between Australia and Ireland. Australia lead 2-0 in the series.
That's another good shot there, very straight. Claire Shillington's got round there from kind of wide mid-off and picked that off. Cut the boundary out.
This has certainly been the best start that Australia have had.
Oh, that's unlucky.
That is a little unlucky. Kim Garth making a despairing lunge.
Yeah, Villani didn't quite
Unfortunately
catch
to
that
no
one, did
avail,
she?
no. She didn't, but she got away with it. Quick outfield. Mentioning the outfield, I must pass on our congratulations to our head groundsman here in YMCA, Dale McDonough and his team. They've presented the ground beautifully over the last couple of days. Metcalf comes in. Villani off the back foot. Beautiful cricket shot.
Yeah, that one. She
Just
definitely
punches.
meant that one.
Yeah, just punches it away for 4.
She's moved very quickly up there, up to 45 now, and just 6 overs in the power play.
17 off that over.
Just to remind people that no spectators allowed on the pitch during or after the game. And could I ask, could you please remain back from the boundary line, please, just in the interest of
Lucy's going to continue here. I think 58 runs from the power play without a wicket. It's definitely the best start Australia have had.
By a long way, Chris.
Yeah. Need to see how the girls respond now. Change the field. More fielders outside the ring. See how they apply the pressure. See how we get back into this game.
An important phase in this match now. Shirt number 99 is Lucy O'Reilly. Orange booted Lucy O'Reilly. Good start to the over. Dot ball. Shillington swooping at mid-wicket there. Throws the ball to Gabby Lewis, and Gabby delivers the ball to Lucy. Lucy O'Reilly, a product of the YMCA Cricket Club and St Andrews College in Booterstown. Very fine young cricketer. Just hit down to mid-on there. Laura Delaney. Just the single. Our umpires today, our standing umpires, are Clive Colleran and Azam Ali Beg. O'Reilly to the wicket, right arm over the wicket. Well taken by Waldron. Good start to this over by Lucy.
Yeah, it is. And she's got that ability to put in very skiddy ball. It's a little bit quicker than the other ball she bowls, and I think sometimes that catches the batter out. I think it did there, and Villani just wasn't quite on that one quick enough. Yeah, and again,
exceptionally well bowled. It would appear to me, having looked at the previous couple of games, Chris, that O'Reilly seems to be one of the go-to bowlers for the skipper.
Yeah, that's definitely a fair thing to say. I think Lucy and Kim Garth would be earmarked as bowlers to bowl at the end, at the death, because of their ability to put pressure on and to keep things tight. It's always a difficult thing in 2020. Do you bowl your main strike bowlers early in the game and go for wickets, or do you hold them back and try and keep things tight at the death? I think it's something Izzy's done really well so far. But today's a different challenge. The Australians have got off to a really good start, and she's got to adapt to that and maybe have a slightly different plan today.
Very good start to this over from Lucy O'Reilly. Has been in tremendous form in this series. Another really fine delivery. Tying the Australian batsman up and doing so very successfully. Good over.
Yeah. I think we're going to have another change of bowling here.
Yeah, it looks as though the skipper is coming on. Good afternoon to those of you joining us on our live stream. We're delighted to have you with us today. Delighted to say yesterday's game was watched by thousands. It was fantastic, Chris.
Yeah, it was just over 2,500 watching yesterday, so it's great exposure, and it's a great way to kind of let people know about the game and let them know about the women here and kind of raise the profile of the sport.
Isabel Joyce, the captain, coming on at the Wes Earl end. It's the end that she has favoured throughout this series. Left arm spinner, vastly experienced cricketer, of course part of the Joyce dynasty that have had such a big say in Irish cricket down the years, Chris.
Yeah, definitely. I think the other thing that's been great this week's the amount of people that's been down here at YMCA watching the games as well.
It has been fantastic.
Yeah,
absolutely
it's great
fantastic.
To see so many people here.
Joyce to Perry. Perry off the back foot. Punches it out to the skipper's sister, Cecilia.
Yeah, I think at the moment Perry's quite happy to do that. Just take the singles, keep off strike, give Villani the strike and let her do the hitting. That's unlucky. Misfield from Gabby. It's always difficult feeling there right on the edge of the AstroTurf. You're never quite sure if the ball's going to hit the turf and respond differently.
I think just at the last minute she took her eye off the ball.
Yeah.
Head down, Gabs. Full toss, just driven down the ground. It's a long off. Australia moving on to 64 without loss. We're in the 8th over. Australia won the toss, elected to bat. Things going well from their perspective. Again, Villani playing that shot beautifully off the back foot, but well fielded by Cecilia Joyce.
Yeah, she's done very well to get around that one and stop the two.
I'm sure many of our viewers have been watching the Ashes series, the ladies' Ashes series between Australia and England. It's a series in which the Australians lead 8-2. It's a commanding lead, and it's put them within striking distance of winning the Ashes. They now only need one T20 win to win the Ashes. They play 3 T20s over the next week or 10 days. So they will head back to England this evening, and they will do so having taken an unassailable lead in this series. They lead 2-0. And they're in a strong position here in YMCA Cricket Club. It's the third of the T20 internationals between Ireland and Australia. We've been blessed with the weather. It's really been lovely the last 2 games. Not quite as warm today and slightly overcast. And coming on to bowl now is Laura Delaney.
Bowling at the Claremont Road end, Laura Delaney.
Have to make way for our PA announcer.
Yeah.
The great Johnny Bell from the Pembroke Cricket Club, former president of Pembroke Cricket Club, on the mic today. Hello to you, Johnny. Doing a splendid job with your announcing. Keep it up, my friend. So Isabel just marshalling her troops here, adjusting the field, speaking to Laura. Laura is another one of the Irish ladies, had a very good series against Australia. Top order bat.
She's had a very good season as well for Ireland. She's done extremely well in the county championships this year.
And had a very good series in the Super Threes, Chris, as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Just as we say that.
It's gone for 4, yeah.
Yeah,
It's 50 up for Villani.
yeah.
She's definitely been
It's-
the most aggressive of the two batters
It's
this morning.
been a really good knock. And one of the noticeable things, Chris, every time there's been a change of bowler, straight away she's
Yeah.
gone after her.
And that's something that kind of we've got the better of so far in the series. When we've had a change of ball and when we've had a bowler on, they've put pressure on the Australian batters from the start. And I think it's probably something that they've talked about, and they seem to have come out today and they've really tried to put pressure on the bowlers from the first ball this morning.
So Delaney comes in, right arm over the wicket. It's just pushed through mid-wicket. Should just be a single. Is just a single. Return to Waldron. Australia moving on ominously. 72 runs now for the loss of no wickets. We're in the 9th over. Delaney approaches the stumps.
It's going to be a leg by, I think.
Yeah,
I think that maybe just didn't quite get up as much as they thought it would.
big
Kept a
appeal
little
on
low on
the
Perry.
big appeal on the part of Delaney, but I think it was going down the leg side, and
Yeah.
umpire Colleran signals a leg by.
Kim should get around to that. Yeah, she's done very well there. Nice sliding stop from Kim on the boundary there. Up very
Super
quickly.
bit of fielding,
Yeah.
and acknowledged by the fine crowd here in Claremont Road.
It's very difficult fielding down there in front of so many people. I think a lot of the girls wouldn't be used to playing in front of such a big crowd, and have a ball coming down to you and having to slide and right in front of them can always be very daunting.
Kim Garth, the fielder out there that Chris is talking about.
Just in action again now.
Kim has really been one of the outstanding cricketers for Ireland in this series. Very athletic lady, fine bowler,
She's
wonderful
batted very
batter.
well,
Oh,
yeah. She's batted
she's
very
been
well.
tremendous. Yeah. Kim Garth, also a very fine Gaelic footballer, has represented Dublin, which is no mean feat, proving her athleticism.
Elise Villani's 50 came off 30 balls and included 9 fours and 1 6.
It's just confirmation there. Villani's 50 came from just 30 balls. It's a great effort this morning. Fantastic.
9 fours and 1 6, and as we've said, she's really gone after the Irish bowling this morning. Hasn't let anyone settle. She's been very quick to pounce on anything that's short of a length. Been well backed up by Perry. Isabel Joyce to Perry.
Easy.
And that's
a
a
full
full toss, I'm afraid, and put away with ease, adding another 4 to the total.
Yeah, this is something I think Kevin O'Brien was talking about in commentary the other day, that if you're able to get a boundary from the first ball of the over, it puts huge pressure on the bowler, and you can see the difference it's made today with Australia's score. You know, they're scoring it over 8 and over, and you can pick up a boundary from the first ball, whether it be a bad ball or whether it just be an aggressive shot. It takes the pressure off. A couple more singles and another shot later in the over, and all of a sudden you're scoring at 9 and over.
And it's been so noticeable today, Chris, both the first delivery and in many cases the final delivery of the over.
Yeah, it is, yeah. And if you hit a boundary from the last ball of the over as well, it puts pressure on the next bowler coming on, that they know they've got to start well, and I think it builds up in the same way that you can build pressure on the batter with dot balls. You build pressure on a bowler by scoring boundaries.
Delighted to be joined today by Chris Siddle, coach to the Scorchers in the very successful Super 3 series, which was launched earlier on this year. Oh, beautifully bowled.
Just a change of angle there, it's made a
Yeah.
big difference.
I think it'll just beat the field. Yes, it does.
That's unfortunate. It's a good ball, a lot of bounce coming from that side of the wicket there, and it just beat everything.
Umpire Azam Ali Beg signals the 4 byes there. Well bowled by Joyce. Villani takes her guard, looks down the wicket. Joyce approaching the wicket, left arm spinner. Well bowled, well fielded.
That's a very good sweep shot. Very good sweep
I
shot.
think that's probably one of the shots of the day so far, Chris.
Yeah, it is,
beautifully
I mean, it never seemed to leave
controlled
the ground.
swept
did it?
shot.
Never left the ground. Hopefully it didn't hit my car in the car park on its way in. It's always a danger parking on the front row here.
Yeah, yeah. The wisdom of being a YM member,
Yeah.
Chris. Get it to the back of the car park.
Here's Laura Delaney continuing again.
So in comes Delaney. Well struck.
It's good from Gabby. Oh, it's just going to be an overthrow though.
Slightly unfortunate, but really good intent on the part of Gabby Lewis, trying to throw the stumps down. And it was just incredible yesterday, Chris. I think I counted on 6 or 7 different occasions when the Australian ladies just threw the stumps down. Their fielding was just scintillating
It
yesterday.
was superb yesterday.
Well fielded by O'Reilly there at sort of deep point.
I think it's important when you're fielding that you let the batters know that you can do it as well. And obviously that one's went for an overthrow there, but Gabby's probably done the right thing. They've taken a couple of singles to her already today. And I think she was just letting them know, look, I can throw this ball down at the stumps. There's not a single to me. And I think they'll think twice about running to her again now after that.
Yeah. Good over this so far from Laura Delaney. Making her way back to her mark. She hits her mark, she turns round and she approaches the wicket. In she comes.
Oh, that's a great bit of fielding.
Tremendous bit of fielding.
Superb diving stop at backward point there from Lucy.
Fantastic athleticism on the part of Lucy O'Reilly, shirt number 99. As Chris said, maybe our Australian visitors will have to think twice now when they hit the ball in point direction. Good shot, nicely controlled.
It's gone very fine.
Yeah, it has gone exceptionally fine, but I don't think it's going to...
Oh,
it has
just trickled.
Yeah.
Just trickled over the rope there. It's always a danger of not having a third man.
Yeah. Controlled shot though on the part of Villani, and everything about her innings today has been controlled.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Moving on to 65. Easily the biggest score from anyone in this series to date. Her partner Perry on 25.
It's well fielded there.
Yeah, exceptionally well fielded by Joyce. Cecilia. Australia won the toss this morning and decided to bat.
Yeah.
And having done so, after 11 overs, are 98 without loss. Villani on 66, Perry on 25. And I don't think a chance has been given, Chris.
No, I don't think so, no. Perhaps a run-out chance earlier on when Claire Shillington at mid-off just got the ball stuck in her hand a little bit. It's always difficult to tell when the throw doesn't hit the stumps, but I think that probably would have been very close. Just Kira Metcalf back in the attack now.
So Metcalf, a leg spinner who has done particularly well to work her way back into the Irish side. Played for Ireland a number of years ago. Had been out of the side, and I think probably, Chris, you can say thanks to the Super 3 series has worked her way back into the side.
Yeah, it was something she was approached over the winter and asked if she'd like to be part of the Super 3. She's performed very well at a club level for the last few years, and the Super 3s was aimed at bringing a lot of young girls through, but we needed that experience and wanted some of the more experienced club players and former internationals to play. It's another good ball there, and that's what I spoke about, just ball gone to Gabby Lewis, and they didn't take a single. They thought twice about it this time. But Kira came into that tournament and she committed fully to it, bowled very well. And we said all along, just as they get a single down to deep square there, we said all along the tournament was about helping us to pick a team for Ireland, and Kira was performing very well, and she was asked if she'd like to come back and represent Ireland again. And she came to training for a few weeks and really committed to it with the gym work and the training on Friday nights here at YM, and worked her way back into the team.
Little short, got away with that. Hit straight to
It's Gabby Lewis again.
She's certainly been very aggressive as Gabby this morning. She's been fantastic there.
It's just the 100 up for Australia there, that last ball. That's a full one from Kira. That's Perry showing the control the Australians have had this morning, that they get a bad ball and they've got the restraint to not try and smack it out of the ground, but that she's placed that very well over Gabby at cover and just made sure she got the boundary. It's quite often you see players, they get a full toss or a bad ball and they really try and hit it so hard they get nothing for it, and Australia have done that very well this morning.
Change of bowling at the Claremont Road end, Elena Tice.
Change of bowling now at the Claremont Road end. coming on to bowl from the Merrion Cricket Club is Elena Tice. For those of you watching this morning, can I bid you a very warm welcome. We're broadcasting live from the home of the YMCA Cricket Club. Loose delivery from Tice to start with, but a good piece of work on the part of Claire Shillington, stopping the 4. It's just the 2 runs. Tice just stretching her arms.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult to be a leg spinner when it is cold like this. It is a little chilly today. It's very difficult to get started.
In she comes. Better length delivery. It's just the single. Villani punching it off the back foot. I've had the lovely opportunity to say hello to Vanessa Johnson this morning, and I'm not sure whether Vanessa and TJ's children are with us, and if they are, I want to say hello to Claudia and to Charlie, the 2 C's, both of whom played their cricket here in YMCA, and both I know are playing very good cricket in their new home of Sydney. Hello to you all. Two runs taken there, just swept away wide of Kira Metcalf at 45. Tice tucking her shirt into her trousers. Good ball.
It's good.
Yeah, good cricket all round. Certainly Lucy O'Reilly has been tremendous in that sort of just backward point position all day today, Chris.
Yeah, she's been very good, very agile, which is key for that position. And she's not frightened to throw herself around and stick her hand out for that ball.
Tice approaches the wicket. Should just be the single. Down to Cecilia Joyce.
Pressure on. No, yeah, well done.
No,
again.
they thought about a second, but in their wisdom they decided no. And so it's just a single off the final ball of the over. We've just moved off the dreaded Nelson. Yeah, we move on to 112. Australia 112 without loss. We're about to bowl the 14th over.
No change.
It's a slightly dull, overcast day here in Dublin. If you're joining us, you're very welcome. We're delighted to have you with us today. I hope you're enjoying this 3rd match in the series between Ireland and Australia. All games have been played here in Claremont Road.
Yeah.
Metcalf to the wicket. Villani with great authority hits it out into the covers. It's just the single. Brings Perry back on strike. Metcalf is going to have to think about this now. The Australians in a very commanding position. 113 without loss. And that's a little short on the part of Metcalf.
Laura Delaney out there sweeping, so it'll just be a single.
I have to say she got away with that, really.
Yeah, 3 fielders out there on the line on the leg side. I think there'll be a clear plan here. Just make sure she doesn't stray onto the offside.
Metcalf in. It's a really good shot.
Again, it's just hit with enough power to get over Gabby Lewis and cover there and into that gap behind her.
It's a quality cricket shot, though. She's looked.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, she's just looked in total control. Knew what she was doing there. Little bit of a skip down the track and powered it over the infielder's head, over Gabby Lewis's head. She takes guard. She prepares to face Kira Metcalf. Good shot down the ground. Should just be the single. Is just the single. Perry on strike. Perry on 32. Again, that back foot push really just bringing a very easy single. Bringing the dangerous Villani back on strike. She's now on 79. Make that 80.
Yeah, it's been a great inning so far. That she's hit the bad balls for 4, and 1-6. But if she does get a good ball, she's not trying to hit it. She's not trying to force anything. She's just placing it into a little gap and earning herself a single and keeping the score ticking over. It's a sign of a really top batsman when they can do that.
Just looking at the scoreboard here, Australia 121 runs for the loss of no wickets. And in the previous 2 games, in Wednesday's game, I think they scored 140 runs. And last night, Chris, if my memory serves me right, 132 runs. So they're certainly going to surpass their
I'd be very
Wednesday total.
Very surprised if they didn't.
6 overs left to play. Here comes Elena Tice.
Oh, that's out.
Oh!
I'm not sure how that's happened. I think she's hit it into the ground, and then
She has it just spun back, I think.
I'm not sure if it even hit her bat a second time as she swung round, and she's hit it back onto her own stumps. I think that
You'd have to say a slightly fortuitous wicket on the part of Elena Tice there.
Yeah, but in this situation, you definitely take it.
Oh, for sure.
The new batter's going to be Grace Harris here. And then
wonderful innings there.
Well deserved applause as she comes off.
Comes off to tremendous applause on the part of the large crowd here in Claremont Road. Villani, having scored 80 quality runs really, she didn't give a chance in that knock. The incoming Australian batsman is shirt number 48, Grace Harris. Grace was the villain of the piece in terms of the back end of the Irish bowling yesterday evening. She batted terribly well. She had an all-round good day yesterday, Grace Harris. She also bowled beautifully. She faces her first ball from Elena Tice.
Yeah, I think there's no doubt what Harris is going to try and do here. I think she's going to try and accelerate from the very start. I think Australia will be looking to get as close as they can at 200 here. And it's going to be hard work trying to restrict them in the position they're in now.
Yeah. Elena Tice in bowls. Leg spinner. Tries to cramp up Perry, but Perry's able to punch it into the gap out to Kim Garth. Good throw on her part. Straight back to wicketkeeper Waldron. Elena Tice, short run up, 3 or 4 yards. In she comes. Well bowled. Just beats O'Reilly at point there. The Australians, excellent work on the part of the Irish there. And acknowledged by the crowd. The Australians thought about taking 2 but decided not to. Australia 123 for 1. We're in the 15th over. It's a good delivery. Very good delivery from Tice.
Yeah, I think she just saw Perry coming down the wicket there and just adapted a little bit and forced her into a defensive shot.
Tice comes in. Bowls. Looks as though that might hit the gap.
Yeah,
yes, it does, unfortunately. 4 more runs.
And we talked about that earlier on as well. It's the poor ball to finish the over, and it's put pressure on Lucy O'Reilly, who's going to come on at the other end now. She's going to have to start her over well now.
Australia certainly in full flow today, and it's been a classic example of high quality batting and really dispatching any loose delivery, Chris.
Yeah.
They've just pounced.
From the West Ireland, Lucy O'Reilly.
I think they've shown everyone why they're world champions now, and I think yesterday they actually broke the record. It was their 15th straight win in 2020 cricket, and I think that's now a record for the most consecutive wins. So they'll be looking to extend that today, and from their point of view, they'll want to take that into the Ashes as well. It's a phenomenal record, especially in such a short format.
Harris has taken guard. She faces Lucy O'Reilly for the first time from the Wes Ireland. Right arm over the wicket. Good delivery from O'Reilly.
Yeah, into the pads, just cramped her for room there. There's very little she could do with that.
Lucy O'Reilly of the YMCA Cricket Club. This is her home ground. She knows.
It's very
she
good.
knows this ground very well, and it's been a great start on the part of O'Reilly.
I think for such a young player as well, she shows great experience there. That she knew Harris was likely to try and give herself a bit of room that time, and she still managed to keep it full, kept it tight, and she couldn't do anything with it again.
One of the things I like about O'Reilly is her composure. Oh, poor fielding on the part of the Irish there.
Yeah, I think it just came off Delaney's boot when she went down. I just think nobody really responded to that. Just give Harris a second run there, or maybe there was only one.
That's the sort of thing the Irish just cannot afford. The Australians galloping on. O'Reilly. Oh, well fielded. Exceptionally well fielded.
Very well picked up by Emmy Keneally down there at third man. It was a long way round. She had to cover a lot of ground to get to it. Yeah,
she did exceptionally well.
I think it's something that's been outstanding so far in the series is the Irish fielding. And I wouldn't say it's let us down today. It's just it's very difficult in a situation like this to keep the concentration, and sometimes you see little mistakes like that.
Quality cricket shot from Harris. Drives O'Reilly down to long off. Brings Perry back on strike. I think your synopsis is on the money there, Chris. The Irish fielding has been exceptionally good, as of course has the Australians, but good delivery from O'Reilly. Also the quality of the Irish catching, so both their ground fielding and their catching has been really of a very high standard, Chris.
Yeah, I think there's only been one chance in the whole series that went down, and it maybe cost us a few runs, but it wasn't a huge mistake, and it was a tough catch, especially in the conditions with the sun.
It's been a good last couple of overs for Ireland. They've
bowling at the Claremont Road end, Kim Garth.
Just cramped the Australians a little bit, and the loss of the very fluent Villani has helped the Irish cause here. Kim Garth coming back on to bowl from the Claremont Road end.
Yeah, just see if Kim can apply a little bit of pressure here and just keep things tight for the last 4 overs.
Kim Garth looking at her field, deciding what field she wants.
I think it'd be interesting to know what kind of target Australia will be looking for here. I think they'll still be looking to score at probably 45-50 from the last 4 overs and push themselves up to around 180.
Well, that's something they've done in the previous 2 encounters, but it's Garth into bowl.
That's superb batting, really.
Quality cricket shot. It's really a product of the T20 game, Chris. That
yeah. And, it's one of those things about setting fields is, you can set a field, but Even a couple of years ago, you could never see a batsman doing something like that and just walking across and kind of scooping the ball down to a fine leg. But batsmen have so much confidence these days that they can do these things, and it's made a huge difference to the game.
So it's Garth to Harris.
Oh, that's coming
Harris,
straight at us.
This is coming at us. Oh.
That's just cleared Delaney on the boundary there. Made it for 6. Fortunately bounced over our heads and didn't quite hit us in the commentary box.
As I regain my breath. For one split second, that was coming straight at my noggin. So Garth composes herself and makes her way to the wicket.
Just along the ground
Harris
this time.
plays another quality cricket shot. Should just be the single, and is. Good work on the part of Cecilia Joyce there. Certainly Harris has made her intentions right from the off today, Chris.
Yeah. He's moved on to 18 very quickly there.
Garth to Perry. Just a single. Delaney.
Just got to be careful here, make sure we're backing up properly.
Delaney there with the old long barrier. The traditional cricket pose for stopping a cricket ball. We don't see that much of it nowadays. So Garth, it's well fielded,
cut off this
exceptionally well fielded.
Yeah, Keneally just saw it
Keneally
coming
there
this
at
time.
45, yeah. Well read on the part of Amy Keneally.
I think Harris just went a little bit too early there, and Kim was able to take a little bit of pace off the ball, give Keneally the chance to get around there and cut that off before it got down there.
Kim Garth is just going to have to take a breather for a second. Umpire Colron with his arm out, indicating the bowler has to wait. Taking the arm down, and in comes Garth. Just the 2 runs. Good shot on the part of Perry.
Yeah, Perry just looks like she's going to start being more aggressive now as well. She moves into the 40s there.
Just a quick announcement, with the owner of car registration 03KE.
So 17 overs gone, and this the third of the T20 internationals between Ireland and Australia. Australia won the toss this morning, an 11:30 toss our time, and have moved on to 148 for the loss of just the 1 wicket. Villani bowled by Tice for 80 runs. And here comes the Irish captain. It's Isabel Joyce. She's going to bowl from the Wes Earl end.
That could
That's
be
a
another
quality
6.
cricket shot.
Delaney's got her hands on it on the line there, but it's...
Unfortunately, Delaney got her hands to it, but just couldn't hang on to it.
Yeah, she's very, very close to the rope there, and she was in a very awkward position. She couldn't take another step, otherwise she would have been over the line, and she's got her hand on it, but unfortunately couldn't prevent the 6.
So the dangerous Harris, first ball of the over, she hits for 6. In comes Joyce, left arm spinner.
That's better from Joyce. You saw that Harris just took a step back early and just give her a bit of width and off stump, and all she could do was take a single.
Well backed up by Metcalf there. The Irish ladies have got to be alive and alert. We're in the latter part of the Australian innings. Australia 155 for 1. It's just the single.
Yeah, I think Perry is quite happy just to let Harris have the strike here. She moves on to 42 herself, batted through all 17 overs. That's going to be another boundary.
It's just a beautiful cricket shot.
Yeah.
dance down the track, getting to the pitch of the ball and just driving it wide of Gabby Lewis there.
Yeah, it's very good placement, because if she'd got that wrong, it was a very good height for a catch, but quite comfortably out of reach from Gabby there. She moves on to 30 in very quick time.
So Joyce just readjusts her field. She makes her way to the wicket. A little dab.
Yeah, Harris again trying to give herself a little bit of space there and just adapting a shot and taking the single when she realised the big shot wasn't on. It's good bowling from Joyce.
Perry on strike. Perry on 42. Now on 43 as she just...
That was a little bit quicker from Joyce, that one. I think she's quite happy to give Perry the single and have Perry on strike for the next over.
That's 18 overs gone now. Australia 162 for 1. Your prediction, Chris? End of innings total, please.
I mean, I want to be fair to the Irish girls here. I mean, I'd love to see Australia finishing around 180, but I think they're going to be pushing themselves as much as they can and aiming for around 190, 195.
It's Tice to Perry. Perry hits it down the ground and dissects long on and long off for 4 runs.
Yeah, she's did well there. It was a little short from Tice, but she's rocked on her back foot and just punks that incredibly straight down the ground, when usually you'd say a batter hit that quite square, maybe down the mid wicket.
Again, it's a 4 off the first ball of the over.
Kim Garth's out there, so she'll cut that off. Just a single.
Brings the dangerous Grace Harris onto strike. Grace Harris, who has had a great series. Tice to Harris. Harris wide of long on.
Push for 2
looking
here.
to take 2, and
Perry turned very quickly there.
Yeah, take a very comfortable 2.
It was a great example of Perry. She turned before she looked. She knew she wasn't at a danger end, and she didn't waste time by looking before she turned. She just turned and made a decision quickly. Oh, she hasn't got hold of that one.
No, should just be the single. Bounces comfortably into the fielder's hand. Throws the ball into wicketkeeper Waldron, who has had an excellent series. Tice thinking about the next delivery. Having thought about it, she makes her way.
That's a dot ball.
Yeah, a really good
piece of fielding from Izzy Joyce.
Excellent piece of fielding. Well bowled, Elena Tice. Not easy to bowl a dot ball at this stage of the innings.
Especially in this situation as well.
In she comes. Australia looking for a second. They ain't going to get a second.
Oh, they are.
Sorry,
here.
they are going to get a second.
We've got to be careful here, yeah. Just a little bit of a loose throw from Kim. Just to the left of Waldron. To the left of everyone that was backing up, really.
And
that's brought up the 50 for Perry.
And it's been a quality knock on the part of Perry. She's been in total control this morning. She's rotated the strike beautifully, particularly when Villani was with her at the wicket, Chris. I thought her ability to just push the single, find the gaps time and time again was first-class cricket.
Yeah, she's been very patient. She's read the game very well and done exactly what was needed from her.
Grace Harris on strike. Isabel Joyce, the bowler.
Well, it started in
That's
quickly.
A beautiful cricket shot.
Yeah, it came in a little quicker, but I think Harris just picked it up early and got enough on it to
Harris
get past
was a tormentor yesterday at the end of the at the end of the Irish.
Yeah. Getting the pressure on now after a boundary from the first ball.
Joyce comes in. No,
That's good.
good call. Well fielded.
It's good work from Gabby Lewis again in the field there. It's like we spoke
Harris
about earlier.
seems angry with herself.
Yeah.
Slaps her thigh there. Harris on 38 runs. It's been a very quick 38.
Oh, that's going to be a wide.
It's going to be several wides, I'm afraid. Lewis making her way down the ground. Stops the 4.
I think that's always a danger. Harris has moved and moved around in the crease, and Izzy's tried to change the delivery at the last minute, and it just hasn't come out right, and ended up being a wide and going for an extra couple of runs.
She's done very well at exerting pressure to the bowling side. Perry on strike. Perry on 50. Harris on 38. Australia move on to 180 for 1. We're in the second last over.
Just out, Delaney's out there sweeping again. Just be the single. That's a good piece of work. It is a quick outfield here, so if the batters do connect with it and the fielder's out there, it's very difficult to get the 2.
Isabel Joyce quickly gets back to her mark. In she comes. She bowls an attempted stumping there by Waldron, but not given out by umpire Clive Colleran.
Yeah, I think the ball was just a little wide for her there.
Yeah.
I think Izzy did a good job of pushing it a bit wider to get away from Harris, but that meant that she had time to get back before Waldron could get back to the stumps.
Harris looking at the field. The dangerous Harris. In comes Joyce. Well
That's
bowled,
superb bowling.
exceptionally well bowled.
Yeah, that is a superb piece of ball in that. It's very distracting with someone like Harris moving around so much in the crease, and being able to find a spot where you keep her under pressure and you prevent her from scoring while she's doing that is very difficult.
To be fair to the Irish ladies, they've stuck at the task very well here. Hasn't been easy.
They could pick up 2 here. That's wide of Delaney. Oh, it's going to be 4.
No, they'll pick up
It's
4.
going to be 4.
It's a very good shot on the part of Perry.
Yeah, it's a 4 to finish.
Yeah. Perry moving on to 55.
Yeah, it's been an outstanding show from the Australians today. Villani started off the innings very well. Very quick 80. She reached a half century from just 30 balls. And Perry's been probably the opposite. She's been very patient, batted the full 20 overs for 55.
Yeah, I thought she batted really well.
Yeah, she has. And if you've got batters like Villani and like Harris coming in scoring very quick runs around you, then you can afford to just stay there and make sure that you're an anchor in the innings and rotate the strike and score.
She's done exceptionally well, and both batters and fielders come off to a warm round of applause by the large crowd here at Claremont Road. The Irish fielders did very well to stick to a difficult task there today. The Australian side batted with great confidence, and
I think they didn't allow us to get on top of them today. I think the first 2 matches Ireland have had times where they've been in control of the innings. They've certainly, when bowlers have changed and new batters have come in, they've put pressure on straight away, and I think it's probably something Australia have watched the games back and they'll have seen that. And I think they came out from the start. They changed the opening partnership, and I think they've made a point of adding that pressure and not allowing anyone to get on top of them and scoring from the first and last balls of overs. And I think that's made a big difference for them today.
Yeah. And so that concludes the Australian innings. Australia won the toss and elected to bat, and having done so, scored 186 runs for the loss of just 1 wicket. Quality batting on their part. Villani opened with Perry. Villani scored 80 runs. Perry scored 55 not out. And Grace Harris, who's been one of the outstanding players in this series, came in at number 3 and scored a very quick fire 39. So Ireland will resume batting very shortly and will require 187 runs to win. Chris, I'd like to thank you very much indeed for your excellent contribution to our live stream broadcast today. I hope you've enjoyed it.
I have. You're very welcome, and thanks very much for having me in.
Delighted to have you. And could I just take this opportunity to wish you and the Irish management and indeed the Irish team the best of luck up in Stormont on Thursday.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
I and all of us in the cricket-loving community and indeed beyond will be willing you on, and I'm sure it will be a really fantastic occasion.
Yeah, I hope so. We're hoping for a big crowd there, and we're hoping to get as much support as we can down there. So there's still a few tickets left on cricketireland.ie, so it'll be nice to get a full house up in Stormont like we quite often get at Malahide, and really get some supporters behind the boys as they take on the world champions.
Chris Siddle, manager of the Irish men's team and coach to the Scorchers Super 3 team. Thank you very much, and we will be back with you very shortly. And when we do resume play, Ireland will need 187 runs to win. Australia scoring 186 runs in their 20 overs for the loss of just 1 wicket. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome back to Claremont Road, home of the YMCA Cricket Club. This is the third T20 international between Ireland and Australia. We've had two cracking games so far. Earlier on this morning, Australia won the toss. Meg Lanning decided to bat first, and in doing so, posted a formidable total. They scored 186 runs for the loss of just one wicket. Villani scored a very competent 80 runs, and the two not out batsmen were Perry, who was 55 not out, and the very dangerous Grace Harris, who scored 39 not out. Delighted to be joined in the commentary box by the performance director of Cricket Ireland. I welcome Richard Holdsworth. Good afternoon, Richard.
Good afternoon, Heatley, and everybody out there. Thanks for having us on.
Absolute pleasure. Delighted to have you.
So we've got a bit of work to do here. It's going to be a tough chase, this, but hopefully our girls can get themselves in, get used to the bowling, and start rotating the strike and put on a good partnership to start with, which we've struggled with the last couple of games.
Yeah, well, let's hope for a change of luck now this afternoon. Claire Shillington will face the first ball, and to open the bowling for Australia, it's Megan Shute. She approaches the wicket, right arm over the wicket. Shillington just cautiously off the back foot, just plays it out into the covers for no run. So we're underway here now this afternoon. For those of you joining us on our live stream, we're delighted to have you with us in such great numbers. Thousands of you with us yesterday, and even more thousands today. So may the thousands keep on rolling. Shillington, confident shot out to mid-wicket for no run. Unfortunately didn't quite pierce the field. Your thoughts on the series thus far, Richard?
Oh, look, I think it's been a great series. I was with the Australian management last night. They've been very pleased with how... and there's a foolish ball there, played forward, and has got a thick edge there to short third man, and unfortunately Claire Shillington is out there for a duck.
Not quite the start that Ireland would have wished for. Shillington out, third ball of the Irish innings. Didn't quite get to the pitch of the ball, and was caught sort of in the gully area, unfortunately without scoring.
Yeah, she's had a tough series, Claire, and we know she's an extremely capable batter, and has got a great record for Ireland, played a lot of games, but she's had a tough series this series. But just going back to what I was saying, the Australian management were very complimentary about how we'd gone about things. They were impressed with our fielding, our athleticism, and particularly the bowling. I think they said, they've really struggled in those two games with our bowling, and although they got reasonable totals, they would have hoped for more. So very complimentary, and I think in terms of and that one's gone through backward point there, and it's racing away, and it's going to be 4 runs. So
what a beautiful way to get off the mark. The incoming batsman is Cecilia Joyce. She joins her sister, the Irish captain Isabel Joyce. Cecilia came to the wicket with the loss of Claire Shillington and gets off the mark immediately with a 4, and that will fill her full of confidence. Sorry, Richard.
No, yes, it will. And look, she top scored in the first game and unfortunately got run out backing up in the second game. So let's hope, as you say, that gives her some confidence and she can put together a decent innings today. But no, the Australian management were very complimentary and said in terms of the gap in the Ashes series that they've been playing against England, this was very much a warm-up for them ahead of their T20 matches next week against England. They say it's been great preparation. They've loved the facilities, the pitch, the welcome that Ireland has given them, and the girls have really enjoyed themselves.
How unlucky is that? That is exactly, I think, as to how the skipper was.
It was.
run out yesterday.
It was backing up, and I think both a hand and her foot. I think it hit on the way through and just ricocheted off and hit the stumps. And she was out of the crease.
That is cruel luck on the part of the Irish captain. It really is, because it was a quality shot by Cecilia, hit with confidence down the ground, and that is the second wicket to fall in the Irish innings. Ireland now 4 for 2. Isabel Joyce, so unfortunate to be out in that manner, in that fashion.
Yeah, it's those bits of luck that you certainly need on a day like today. When you're chasing a big total, you need a bit of luck, and the luck's not with us at the moment. So let's hope it can change, and we can put a decent partnership together. But I think, look, overall, in terms of Cricket Ireland's perspective, we've got a huge amount out of these 3 games. To play the World Champions at home is obviously tremendous. It's great for the profile of the women's game, which we're desperately trying to improve and increase. We've had a great number of spectators here over the 3 days, really great support. As we know, a lot of viewers watching the live streaming, which is the first time we've live streamed such games. We know there's a lot of people in Australia who've been watching, and it's fantastic for the profile of the women's game. We just need more fixtures like this to get better. Huge learning over the last 3 days, and we need to continue that. And what I can say is that Cricket Australia, and certainly their management of this women's setup here, have been extremely pleased, very complimentary, and we hope that will mean greater things in the future. We obviously want to play Australia every time they come over this part of the world, and we hope to agree some arrangements in the future with that.
I hope so. They've been particularly easy to host, and I say that with my YMCA hat on. They've been both courteous and pleasant. They've signed autographs. They've done all that I think was asked of them. So they've been very welcome visitors. This is Erin Osborne, who bowled exceptionally well yesterday. She's opening the bowling for Australia and does so from the Claremont to Road end. We should have mentioned the incoming batsman following the loss of Isabel Joyce is Laura Delaney.
She's trying to sweep that one and got a top edge there, and it's
just got away with that.
She did. It's just gone in the gap, and they've taken the single there.
Yeah. Richard just mentioned earlier on the Ashes series that Australia, as you know, are involved in with England. There are 3 T20s still to be played between the two nations. Australia, mind you, hold a very handsome lead. It's a points-based series, I suppose, and Australia lead 8-2, so they only require one more win in the remaining 3 games, Richard.
Yeah, in fact, just 1 point will do it.
Okay.
And so if a game happened to be tied or washed out, they would then regain, or rather retain the Ashes, regain the Ashes from England. So,
yes.
So, and they certainly won't be praying for rain. I think they want to go into it and play all 3 games and win those 3 games. So it's going to be a really interesting contest.
Oh, there's a quality cricket shot. 1 bounce for 4. Superb cricket shot.
Yeah, she just came down the wicket nicely there. Got to the ball nicely. Threw her hands through the ball, and I think that's something that we've been a little bit fearful of over these last couple of games, being able to drive over the top. And we saw certainly in the first innings there, Australia are power hitters. Particularly the 3 that we saw this morning, they have hit the ball over the top. They've had no fear to do that. They obviously practice it well. They're strong, and I think we've just been a little bit fearful to try and hit over the top. But that was a superb shot, and great to see a bit of confidence with that.
Absolutely, and it was one of the striking features of the Australian innings today, Richard, was their ability to score heavily off the first and the final ball of the over.
I think there was definitely a plan there, and they were certainly looking to get hold of that first ball.
Absolutely.
And, very tough for the bowler when when that sort of thing happens, you're up against it. If you do get a boundary off the first ball, you're thinking, geez, I've got another 5 to go. I've really got to keep it tight, and that just puts the pressure on. Bit of light drizzle out there at the moment, which is the first we've seen during these 3 days. It's been a tremendous couple of evenings we've had, so we hope that the drizzle will keep off.
Megan Shute opening the bowling for Australia. They really have great depth and strength in both their batting and their bowling, and I think the thing that struck me most in yesterday's game, Richard, was the absolute quality of the Australian fielding. I think I counted on 6 if not 7 occasions when they threw the stumps down. They were just superb.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the difference between the professional player who's training day in, day out, and we just guided that one backward a point, and it's run away again, and another boundary. So again, bring a little bit of confidence to these two. Nice shot there from Laura Delaney.
Yep, quality shot, as Richard said, just steered it sort of backward of point. And Ireland move on to 15 for the loss of 2 wickets. The captain, Isabel Joyce, very unfortunate to be run out.
I think the other thing, Heatley, about their fielding is their athleticism and their sideways movement. It's not just the fact that they can throw down the stumps on a regular basis, which they seem to have done very, very well. They move to the ball very quickly. Their diving is superb. So the ball that we would be used to hitting perhaps in county championship games and Super 3s games here, that goes a metre or 2 or 3 to the left or right of the fielder and would go towards the boundary, they're getting hold of those. They're getting something on it. They're getting the throw in quickly, and that's putting the pressure on. And that's the difference. That's the difference between world champions and what we're used to playing against. So again, that's something for our girls to watch and learn from and aspire to be. And I think
I think that's been particularly noticeable with the ring fielders.
Absolutely, yeah.
Led by their captain.
Yeah.
I mean, Lanning is a quality fielder.
Yeah, well, she certainly is.
Shoot to Delaney. Delaney, bit of a faux pas there on the part of the Australians. We don't see that too often.
No,
and
indeed.
And good work.
It was a poor throw into the feet, and
it was,
and we get a quick overthrow. I think we were talking about it on commentary a couple of days ago, but I think generally, the profile of the women's game, the fact that there are a number of teams now of the full members who are professional, their fitness and their fielding particularly is a noticeable difference, and the power hitting. And that comes down to strength, it comes down to agility and power, and because they're training so hard and so professionally now, that has changed the game. And I think it's the women's game as a spectator sport 10 years ago was very, very different. Scoring rates now are that much higher, and it's exciting to watch as the spectators here have proved. It's been a good spectacle.
Absolutely. Osborne continuing to bowl from the Claremont Road end. Aaron Osborne. Must inquire whether there's a tad of Irish blood with a name like Aaron. Fine cricketer like all her Australian colleagues. Very good bowler. Right arm over the wicket. Into Delaney. Delaney in trouble here, I'm afraid. And that is the end of Laura Delaney. Hitting the ball out to point, and not quite sure whether there was a run there, Richard.
Well, it was a strange one. I think she's probably thought that it was going to miss the fielder and run away there, because she set off cold and went for it, but it went straight to the fielder. And as we've just been talking about, you hit a ball to the fielders, they'll throw it in straight, as she did, and that's a disappointing dismissal. I'm not quite sure what the thought process was there, but no, unfortunate. And changing the batting order here, Heatley, and Gabby Lewis is coming in at number 5 today. She's played very well in the 2 games up until now. Played with real confidence for a very young girl. So it's nice to see her being moved up the order today, and let's hope, she's got 17 overs to bat today. She had 5 the other night, so great opportunity for her to make a bigger mark today.
Yes. So Gabby Lewis makes her way to the wicket with her orange-heeled boots. She asks umpire Colleran for guard. She takes her guard. She inspects the field. And in comes Osborne to Lewis. Good positive shot straight away from Lewis. Out to mid-wicket. Looking for a second. There is no second. High quality fielding again from the Australians. And that takes Lewis off the mark. Cecilia Joyce with her at the wicket. Cecilia batting very well this morning. Very positive, great intent on her part. Osborne comes in. Good shot yet again.
They've worked the field out nicely here. Heatley, there's a nice ring there in the on the offside, but she's picked her line. She's got 2 girls out on the boundary there, covering the leg side. But that's a lovely shot.
That's a beautiful shot.
Just piercing through extra cover there. There's a little bit of a gap. Unfortunately, didn't quite get through the ring and run away. But
she just waited for that, though, beautifully, Richard.
She did.
An easy one to pop.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Difficult for Gabby. She's a very tall girl. Very easy to be playing well in front of her body. And I know she's been working hard on trying to wait for the ball a little bit later, play it a little bit later. Very difficult when you're that tall. But no, she did well, that ball.
Good finish to the over there from Osborne, a dot ball straight into the gloves of wicketkeeper Healy. Healy has been most impressive. I thought she was tremendous last night. She quietly marshals her troops from behind the stumps. An authoritative figure is Healy. Gabby Lewis on strike now, asks for guard from umpire Azam Ali Beg, along with umpire Clive Colleran taking charge of today's games. I'd like to say hello to our scorers who've done a brilliant job in this series, and today scoring we have Judy Cohen and Niall Walsh. Well done to them both, doing a splendid job and keeping a great book. Ireland now moving on to 19 runs for the loss of 3 wickets. We are in the 5th over, and I'm joined by Richard Holdsworth, Performance Director, Cricket Ireland. Richard, your thoughts on the Irish innings thus far?
Always difficult when you're chasing a big total there, and when we need to try and keep up with the run rate as much as we can from the start. Therefore, you're going to be taking a lot more risks. 2 pretty unfortunate dismissals, and we've not had much luck there. But I think a bad call from Laura Delaney to get herself run out, and then similarly, yet another return. Touch onto the stumps and a deflection off the boot to get rid of Isabel Joyce. So not been the ideal start. But
there's a quality shot now.
Gabby Lewis and her strength hitting down the wicket, and she's just done that. She's picked out a full toss there, hit it straight through mid-on, and got through the gap and another 4 runs. So that's great. It's going to give her a bit of confidence. And these 2, I have to say, they're looking comfortable there. So they just need to keep their head down and keep with it.
It's important to remember, as Richard has reminded us earlier in the commentary, that Gabby Lewis is only 15 years of age, a very young girl. There's a beautiful cricket shot. There is an absolute quality cricket shot. And unfortunately he's not here today. Playing for YMCA first is her father, Alan Lewis, making his debut on the first this year, I think, at the ripe old age of 51. We wish you well, Lou, and I hope your eyes and legs are as sharp as they ever have been. But you'd be proud of your daughter thus far. She's batting exceptionally well. Gabby Lewis on strike. Ireland 27. She goes down the ground yet again with great confidence. But it's a great piece of fielding on the part of the Australians. Ireland now, after 5 overs, are 27 runs for the loss of 3 wickets, and as Richard has said, the Irish captain Isabel Joyce very unfortunate with her dismissal, similar to last night. Laura Delaney run out also, and the other wicket to fall this morning was that of the Irish opening batsman Claire Shillington.
Yeah, I don't know whether Gabby gets nervous with family watching. I know I used to, but the fact that the old man is not on the ground today may give her less nerves and a bit more confidence.
Should say this is Grace Harris coming into the attack now from the Claremont Road end. Grace is a absolute top quality cricketer, sort of a more than a pinch hitting batsman. She batted beautifully last night and again today. Harris scored 39 not out in the Australian total of 186, and here she is bowling.
She was certainly very destructive in that innings earlier. 39 off just 21 balls really pushed the score up towards the end there, but you're quite right, she's a quality spin bowler. Interestingly, she wore a cap bowling in the first 2 games when the sun was shining brightly, but she's continued to wear it with the sun very much in today.
You
so
eagle-eyed.
A little bit of the Jeffrey boycotts about her. She's just floated that one up nicely, and unfortunately Gabby Lewis has come down the wicket and missed that one, and a good stumping by Healy. So unfortunately the 4th wicket has fallen.
That's a pity, because Lewis had looked menacing and threatening this morning. Should I say this afternoon? My apologies. Unfortunately, the guile of Harris just catching her there, and a smart bit of work on the part of wicketkeeper Healy. Ireland lose their 4th wicket, and the incoming batsman for Ireland is Kim Garth. Kim's had a really good series, Richard.
She has, yeah, with both bat and ball. I think we've always known that she's a quality cricketer. She took a bit of time out last year. She's an extremely good Gaelic football player as well, playing for the Dublin side, and took a bit of time out last year, played a little bit more football, but she's come back in this season and been, had some fine performances.
Facing her first delivery. Good positive intent on the part of Garth.
Yeah, just threw backward square there for a single to get her off the mark. But again, like Gabby Lewis, very confident. She's bowled extremely well. She's bowled very straight this series, and we've seen in the last couple of innings how her batting has really come on. So hopefully, again, she can put an innings together today.
That's a superb bit of fielding. Because that was hit with absolute vigour.
She hit that very hard through extra cover, and I really thought that was going to fly through to the boundary. But again, as we were saying earlier, the great athleticism of the Australian fielders. She must have dived 3 metres to her left there, got a hand to it, and she saved 3 runs there. So it's tough going for the girls here. When they think they've hit a gap, somebody gets a hand on it.
That was quality work on the part of Jess Cameron, and whilst I'm sorry that it didn't pierce the gap, Richard, as it was heading in my direction with the rope just in front of me, nervous of the
I'd have covered
popping.
You,
Thank you, Richard.
I'd have covered you.
Thank you. Yes, well, fearful of my noggin there, to tell you the truth. So Cecilia Joyce is on strike. Cecilia Joyce moves on to 12. Ireland move on to 30 runs. The start of the 7th over, 30 for 4. Joyce trying to pull it, but doing so without any success in terms of adding to her total. A very big appeal, and that sees the fall of the 5th wicket from Ireland.
Just kept a little bit lower, that one, and she's sort of gone back to it. I think she probably should have been playing forward in hindsight, but seemed to keep a little bit lower that one. Shot through and certainly looked pretty straight from here. So great shame there with Cecilia Joyce looking so confident, Gabby Lewis looking so confident, and unfortunately we've lost both of them now. And the score now 30-4.
For 5, unfortunately.
Sorry, for 5, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was hoping for 4. No, this is a really clinical performance by Australia. I think they've realised the first 2 games that they probably underperformed, and certainly our Ireland's bowling has tightened them up. But I think today, with both bat and ball, it's been a clinical performance, fantastic fielding, and we're certainly under the pressure here.
Bowling from the Wes Earl, this is Jess Jonathan again. She has looked a wonderful bowler in this series, left arm spinner. And with the LBW of Cecilia Joyce, in comes the Irish wicketkeeper. This is Mary Waldron, shirt number 81. Mary Waldron makes her way to the wicket, gives the customary batsman scratch of the ground with her right foot. About to face her first ball from Jonathan, who has been a menacing bowler for Australia, has bowled beautifully. First ball to Waldron. No run taken. In comes Jonathan. Another huge appeal. This time umpire Azam Ali Beg keeps his hands waist height.
Yeah, just skidding on a little bit, that one, and
Well, I think the drizzle, Richard,
it's
has
probably not helped. No.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And she comes. She bowls. Waldron just pushes it out to mid wicket there. No single taken.
Yeah, she's got a
Ireland
bit further forward that time.
Yeah.
And she needs to, I think.
Ireland 30-5. We're in the 7th over. Ireland required a further 157 runs. Australia winning the toss in this, the 3rd game in the Ireland-Australia T20 series. Meg Lanning, the Australian captain, won the toss this morning and elected to bat. And having done so, Australia amassed a fine total of 186 runs. Villani scored a quality 80, and the 2 not-out batsmen, Perry on 55 and Harris on 39. Talking about Harris, here she comes to bowl. She bowls her off breaks, bowling at Kim Garth. Kim Garth just tucking it round the corner, taking a single. Well run.
Great opportunity for these two now to bat out the overs as much as they can and keep the rotating the strike, take the bad balls, and have some time at the crease there. There's it's a huge target to get here, but they've got to go out and do what they possibly can to get close to it.
Yeah, Harris comes in bowling her off spin. Waldron just tucking it round the corner. Deep square leg comes in.
That's well played from both of them. They've just used that gap out there to deep square leg.
And as Richard alluded to earlier on this over, it's all about rotating the strike, and Ireland have done so well this over. Harris to Garth. No run. Harris, a wily off spinner, a very fine cricketer. Scored a splendid 39 not out in the Australian innings of 186 for 1. Here she comes to the wicket. That kept a little low. Ireland contemplated taking a run, but Waldron sends Garth back. Wise decision on the part of Waldron there. Kim Garth has certainly been one of the stars of the Irish side in this series. Has looked very... Oh, that's a quality shot. Has looked menacing with both bat and ball, and a very fine fielder to boot. Kim Garth takes 2 runs.
Nice cover drive there. not as much power as some of the others, and I think with this little light drizzle it's probably slowed up the outfield a touch. But that's what they've got to do, is just dig in there, keep the bad ball out, try and rotate the strike and pick off the wider ones.
Well played, good cricket shot. The quality fielding that we've come to expect from this Australian side. So 8 overs gone now in the Irish innings. Ireland move on to 34 for the loss of 5 wickets. The batsman at the wicket, Kim Garth and Mary Waldron, both vastly experienced cricketers. Both have played many, many times for Ireland. The Irish will be looking for them to add handsomely to their innings now. Mary just tucking it round to 45 there to Harris. Harris gathering the ball neatly, delivering it straight into her wicketkeeper Healy. Jonathan bowls.
I think what they've done today, Heatley, extremely well and better than probably the last 2 games Australia, is they've really executed their bowling plans well. They've got a plan for each batter. They've got a field that they know is going to help them, and if they can bowl to that field. But certainly they're making it very difficult for Ireland's batters to score freely. And I have to say they've bowled exceptionally well today.
Yeah. Trying to execute and doing so. Trying to execute the squeeze here, Australia. Doing so very well thus far. Jonathan, a fine left arm spinner.
And I think they've obviously got a plan to bowl spin. It's a 3rd day wicket now on this pitch, and it's turning, and probably the bounce getting a little bit more variable, and they've worked out their plans well.
Little bit of drizzle falling here, and this the 3rd of the T20 international series between Ireland and Australia. Waldron just tucking that wide of mid-wicket there, just towards square leg for a single. Ireland moving on to 35, having lost 5 wickets today. 9 overs gone. Ireland now require 152 runs. Great to have seen such a tremendous crowd for this series, Richard.
It certainly has, yeah. It's wonderful. I think the women's game has had a lot more publicity around it in recent years. A lot of hard work going on out there in the clubs, in the provincial unions, and through Cricket Ireland. And it's great to see so many spectators come out. It's wonderful, and we hope that'll help further the game in future.
I'm sure it will. And could I just remind you, if you're living in the vicinity, it's free entry today. You'll see top quality cricket. Ireland against Australia. Make your way down to Claremont Road. Plenty to eat, plenty to drink. Lots of fun to be had. Harris continuing to bowl. She bowls a wide first up. Kim Garth, nice shot. Thinks about a second, decides no. And I must compliment the YMCA groundsmen and all the staff. And I see all the young staff who are helping Dale McDonough, the head groundsman, out. All the young boys and girls in their red t-shirts down there at the Wes Earl end. They've done an excellent job the last couple of days, helping out when required, and well done to them all.
Yeah, they certainly have done a good job. It's been great preparation here, and the grounds look fantastic. And they might well need to be used shortly if this rain continues to get harder. They might need to bring out the covers in a bit, but let's hope it passes over quickly.
I hope so. The ball just skidding on there. Harris cap on head. Makes her way to the wicket. Right arm over the wicket. Off spin bowler. Nice shot.
Well, they're certainly managing to rotate the strike a reasonable amount, which is great. They're just not getting many bad balls to hit. Yeah,
as Richard has said, the Australian bowling this morning has been of an exceptional quality. They've tried to tie up the Irish batsman. Cramping Kim Garth there as she steers it just round the corner to 45.
And with two spinners bowling pretty much throughout now as well, Heatley, it's again tough. They're getting through these overs very quickly, and you know, as the dots keep coming, the overs keep going through quickly, it runs away. Before you know it, the rate has become extremely high, and that just adds pressure to the batters. But look, I'm sure they'll be thinking out there, no point in looking at the scoreboard. We know what we've got to do. We've got to stick in there, 5 down. We've got to keep rotating the strike and pick up what we can, and if there are bad balls, we've got to try and hit them. If they're bowling well, then it's going to be tough. Can we try and nab a single off a good ball? But they'll be just focusing on getting a good partnership together, these two.
So we're at the halfway stage here now. Australia having bowled 10 overs. Ireland 39 runs for the loss of 5 wickets. Good start to the 11th over. Jonathan, who has bowled exceptionally well in this series, bowled with great guile and great skill. Hitting Waldron on the pads there as Waldron tries to turn it around the corner. Ireland looking to try and rotate the strike as the drizzle continues to fall here. We're in the YMCA Cricket Club, which is located on Dublin's south side. For those of you joining us on the live stream this morning, can we bid you a very warm welcome. Delighted to have you in such numbers, and we hope you're enjoying our broadcast this morning. And I would particularly like to welcome all our friends from Australia. Joined us in great numbers the past 2 games, and that trend is continuing today. So hello to all our Australian visitors. No doubt you're enjoying watching your national side perform so well here in this 3-match series.
Jonathan just bowling a great line of length here now. Really difficult to get away. She's only let 1 run go off her 2.5 overs here, and it's tough going. I think it's Mary Waldron really struggling to get the ball away. She's just bowling such a tight line.
Richard Holdsworth, Performance Director, Cricket Ireland, and as he alluded to there, Jonathan bowling exceptionally well, just tying up Mary Waldron there. Waldron struggling to get the ball away. Drizzle is falling.
And I think it's the cricket they've been playing it's tough. They're always used to getting 1 or 2 bad balls and over, and certainly from these two, they're struggling to find the bad ball. So it's hard work, but a great learning curve for them, a great experience for them to be facing such quality bowling and trying to get some game plans together as to how they can get the ball away and keep rotating the strike. Jonathan there bowling a second maiden, which is often unheard of in T20, and Harris now continuing similarly, a great line and a good length there, making it tough work.
Garth looking to get on strike. Harris continuing to bowl now from the Claremont Road end. In she comes. Right arm over the wicket. Waldron tucking it round the corner for the single, bringing Garth on strike. Garth just off the back foot, stroking it out to the point fielder there, the Australian fielding right throughout this series has been absolutely superb, continuing again today. In comes Harris.
Just skidding in again there.
Yeah.
That drizzle, you can tell that ball's just keeping pretty low there. Don't want to be getting on the back foot too much.
No, you do so at your peril. Oh, very well bowled again. Richard, I'm going to thank you very much indeed for your contribution, not just today, but over the previous 2 games as well. We've greatly appreciated your insightful words, and may you continue to enjoy the rest of today's game, and thank you very much for joining us in the commentary box today.
Not at all. Thank you, Heatley.
Richard Holdsworth there, the Performance Director of Cricket Ireland. So Jonathan continuing to bowl there. Looks as though potentially could go for, and it does go for 4 byes. Yes, it does. Umpire Azam Ali Beg exercising his arms there. 4 more to the total. We're in the 13th over, and I'm delighted to be joined in the commentary box now by Louise McCarthy and Shauna Kavanagh, 2 of the Irish squad. Ladies, you're both very welcome, and thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks, Heatley.
Thanks for having us, Heatley.
Pleasure.
We've enjoyed listening to you next door in the tent.
I've enjoyed commentating. Oh, and unfortunately, that's the end of Mary Waldron. Just getting in no man's land, not sure whether to go forward or back, and getting caught out, and
Mary Waldron, bowled by Jonathan.
bowled by Jonathan. Jonathan has bowled exceptionally well in this series, and that is the 6th wicket to fall in the Irish innings. Ireland now 45 for 6, and the incoming batsman for Ireland is shirt 99, and that is none other than Lucy O'Reilly. Louise, tell me about your thoughts on the series so far. Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, no, it's been a fantastic experience to play the world champions at home. I think we've done ourselves justice in maybe 3 of the 5.5 innings that we've played in so far. I think we've proved to ourselves that we do have a good ability in the squad, and going forward to the qualifiers should be good energy from all of us. Whether or not we return a win or not, it's stepping stones for us with each game that we play. So we can take a lot from every game, and going forward we're going to build as a squad, and this is just stepping stone for us, really, isn't it?
Great. Well, I fully agree with you. It has been a great stepping stone. I'm sure it's been a great learning curve, and O'Reilly just getting off the mark there with 2 runs. And Shauna, you've enjoyed the cricket the last couple of days, I hope?
Yeah, no, definitely. It's been very enjoyable, especially the first game. We I think really did ourselves justice in that, and almost proved to ourselves as well that we can compete with the best in the world. Unfortunately, it hasn't gone particularly our way, especially in the second innings yesterday and today as well. But it's such a great opportunity to play against the best in the world. It doesn't come around very often, so yeah, it's massively enjoyable.
Great. Jonathan continuing to bowl now from the Wes Earl end. Ireland moving on to 47 runs. We've lost 6 wickets. O'Reilly playing a nice shot for no run. Quality of the Australian fielding to the fore yet again today. They've been absolutely superb in this series. Lucy O'Reilly on strike along with Kim Garth. Kim Garth on 6 runs. O'Reilly on 2, and that concludes the 13th over. Ireland 47 for 6. Delighted to be joined by Shauna and Louise in the commentary box. Ireland playing Australia in a 3-match series. And if I were to ask you, Louise, what have you learnt most about this series? What's been the most striking feature from your perspective?
I'm going to go for a positive here, definitely, and say that the skills that the Australians have that have gotten them to world champions in every format of the game are skills that we all possess. They just do it maybe at a higher standard, and they do it more consistently. But it's we can all do what they do. So going forward, it's something that we can take with great pride in ourselves, that we can do what they can do. We can work on doing what they can do, so we can start turning in results, turning in more consistent results against big oppositions and in our international games. So yes, I think that was quite striking for us to see that we can hold our own against the best in the world, every single one of us in that.
Absolutely. Osborne back into the attack here from the Claremont Road end. Another off spinner, bowling to O'Reilly, who just hits it into the covers for no run. And Shauna, tell me about the qualifiers later on this year. You have the T20 qualifiers taking place in Thailand, I believe.
Yeah, so the qualifiers run from, I think it's the end of November into the beginning of December. It's not a very long tournament. Both groups only have 4 teams in it, so I think we have 3 group matches. But
with 2 teams to qualify, one from each group?
Yeah, so it's 4 teams in each group, and basically the 2 people that reach the final are going to qualify. So I suppose it's one of those, even if you do kind of reach, even if you top your group, you still have to get through the semi-final to get into the final and qualify. But it's not a long tournament, it's quite a short tournament, and
getting away with that. A no ball signalled by umpire Colleran there, and O'Reilly caught on a no ball. Osborne continuing to bowl from the Claremont Road end. Osborne to Garth. Garth comes down the ground. Beautiful shot. Quality cricket shot from Kim Garth. And that brings up the 50 for Ireland. 50 for the loss of 6 wickets. We are in the 14th over. Ireland playing the world champions Australia. This is the 3rd game in a 3-match series. All games being played here in Claremont Road. The score going from 50 to 54 with that excellent cover drive from Kim Garth. And Kim has certainly done very well in this series, Louise.
Kim's really come to the fore as one of our strike bowlers. I think her spell yesterday up front with the ball was magnificent, and taking 3 quick wickets for us, put us on the front foot for the entire innings, and I think we backed it up well. All our bowling unit was quite strong. There was a destructive innings by number 48, Grace Harris. She absolutely bossed it there towards the end of the innings. She was exceptional, and likely so today. But that's what you get when you're playing the best in the world, and that's T20 cricket. So it was a good learning experience for Luce. She definitely will come back stronger for a bit. We didn't want it to happen yesterday, but it's happened, and she's moved forward from it. But Kimmy again with the bat. She's extreme potential, both with bat and ball, and she's kind of just progressing in her game as a cricketer. She's been given some captaincy roles for the county champs throughout the season, and that came from the Super 3s where she was captain of the Scorchers, and she did that quite well. It didn't affect her own game. So a lot of responsibility on her young shoulders, and I think she's really stepping up to the plate and doing herself justice here. She's an extremely good athlete, both bat, ball and in the field, and she possesses some good talents in the old Gaelic football region and soccer as well. But I don't want to get her head getting too big. She's all right, I suppose.
I don't think there's any chance of that happening with you girls being around. Ireland moving on to 54 runs for the loss of 6 wickets. There's another 4 runs. Moving on to 58 now for the loss of 6 wickets. The first ball of the 15th over. Joined in the commentary box by Shauna Kavanagh and Louise McCarthy. Both players in the Irish 14-person squad for this series against Australia. One of the things that Louise just talked about was the Super 3 series. And Shauna, you might just tell us your thoughts on that series. Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, I've loved the Super 3 tournament. You know, it's we've never kind of had a bridge between club cricket and international cricket. So whilst we've played a lot of county champs games, not you know, real internationals as such, but there hasn't been a bridge there. And obviously there's such a massive gap in standard from club cricket to international cricket. So it's been great for us in terms of just having that kind of middle level there, middle ground. And I just think it's a great competition that we can build on, and hopefully, you know, in the kind of the next few years coming, we'll get more games and, you know, a lot more exposure to that kind of level of cricket.
Sarah Coyte bowling now from the Wes Earl end. Sarah Coyte into the attack, and another quality bowler. Bowling now at Kim Garth.
Healy, I know you're familiar with the club level cricket here. You're a familiar face around the YMCA ground. Just coming into the series, you knew we were playing the world champs. What have you taken from watching them play? Are they at the standard that you expected them to play at? Are they exceeding it? What were your thoughts coming into the series, and how did you think we'd fare up against them? Because I know you've watched us play. You were around for some of the Super 3 games.
It's a good question, Louise.
Thanks.
I think, I mean, the Australians have impressed me, as they've impressed everyone. The large crowd who've come to Claremont Road to watch this. I think in every aspect of their game, they are quality cricketers. I suppose if I were asked for the one area of the game which has enormously impressed me, I would have to say it's been their ground fielding. I mean, we all know of the quality of people such as Meg Lanning and Perry and so on. These are quality cricketers. They are first-class bowlers as well. But certainly the speed in which they gather the ball, the speed in which they throw the stumps down, it has surprised me just quite how good they are. I mean, they're a powerful unit, and as you say, they're not world champions in all formats of the game for nothing. They possess great guile. I think Lanning is a quality captain as well. I've just watched her. She gently and quietly goes about marshalling her troops. She has an eye on everything that's happening. She has mixed up her bowlers exceptionally well. I thought today she mixed up the batting order with chance there. We were just talking about the quality of the Australian fielding, and I think they call that the commentator's curse. But good shot from O'Reilly, hit hard to mid-wicket, very low down, and the chance was put down. But so I would have to say, in answer to your question, Louise, just I would have, the fielding. Yeah. That's been the one element which has been a pleasure to watch.
Yeah, it has been.
So we're in the 16th over here now. Ireland moving on to 64 for the loss of 6 wickets. 65 make that, requiring a further 122 runs to win. Aaron Osborne, just one of the many fine off-spinners that this Australian side possess. They are deep with quality on both the batting and the bowling front. It's a wide ball there. Umpire Colleran signals a wide to the scorers. Scorers today, Judy Cohen and Niall Walsh. Both keeping a splendid book, no doubt. Ireland 66 for 6.
And on the flip side of that, Healy, what do you think has impressed you the most about the Irish squad that have lined out this 3-match series? Anything stand out for you?
I suppose I'd have to say the bowling and the fielding, Louise. Yeah, I mean, obviously the first game we came ever so close.
Yeah.
We fell shy by 20 odd runs. I think it was the only catch that we put down in the series, and that catch probably cost us a dozen runs. You take that out of the equation, we're down to 8-9 runs between the two sides, and that's a cricket shot. So it's very little. The bowling has been tremendous, the fielding has been tremendous, both aspects of the fielding really, the ground fielding and the catching, because some really good catches taken by you girls over the 3 games.
I think what's been pleasing for us is that we have asked questions of the best in the world, which I think people would have seen the series as a fixture, and we have asked questions of them. We have put names in the book, and we've done ourselves justice in some departments. So I think we should be proud of the way the squad have played out over the last 3 games.
Oh, absolutely. And I think Coach Hamilton, new to the scene, I suppose, only in the job 4 or 5 months at this stage, I think.
Yeah.
Aaron Hamilton taking over the reins from our own Trent Johnson, an iconic figure in Irish cricket. And if you're watching, good afternoon, TJ. Afternoon to you, and afternoon to Vanessa and Claudia and Charlie. I hope you're all watching today, and I'm sure you're enjoying this series. Kim Garth is on strike. Ireland are 68 for 6. We're in the 17th over. 4 overs to go. It's a big task now. Ireland require a further 119 runs. Garth leaning into that. Big stride down the wicket. Just hitting it into the covers for no run. Sarah Coit, the bowler, coming from the Wesar end. Right arm over the wicket. Good shot from Garth for no runs. And I'm glad to say that I think the rain has cleared up, and from a weather perspective, we've done really well, and well done to our groundsmen. It wasn't easy on Wednesday. We had an awful lot of rain in Dublin on Wednesday morning and indeed the early afternoon. And Dale and his team have produced splendid wickets. Well done to all his helpers as well, many of whom I see down at the Wes Earl end in their red YM tops.
Yeah, the pitch has played quite well over the 3 days. I think Australia opted for the tactic of slowing up their bowlers today anyway, definitely. We haven't seen Perry come on yet. I don't know if she's resting herself or they're going with the tactic of slower bowlers in the wicket. It's three matches old. It seems to be working for them anyway. I think pace in the ball would probably suit us a little bit more now, especially with the likes of Luce and Kim in there. They can use the pace quite well. So I think, as you said earlier, Lanning is marshalling her troops, and her bowling choices seem to be quite effective at the moment.
Well played by O'Reilly. Good delivery. Certainly Perry has looked a quality bowler.
She's just quality all round, isn't she?
Quality,
She's pretty good.
Yeah.
Batted all right. Field's okay.
Yeah.
Average arm.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
She might get into our 11.
Yeah. You never know. We might ask Coach Hamilton about that. Just run down to third man there from O'Reilly for a single. Ireland now moving on to 71 runs for the loss of 6 wickets. We've bowled 17 overs. This is the final match in a 3-match series between the world champions Australia and Ireland. It's been a wonderful series. It's been great for the Irish ladies. It's been a wonderful opportunity to play against cricketers of such quality, and I've no doubt that the experience will stand them in really good stead as they think about Thailand now, and that's their next big challenge as they head into the World T20 qualifiers. We wish them well with that. Joined in the box now by Shauna Kavanagh and Louise McCarthy, both Shauna and Louise playing their cricket out of the Pembroke Cricket Club, a club situated just round the corner from us. Megan Shute back into the attack. Good shot from O'Reilly. Looking to take a second, but no, it's not to be. Just the single. Good shot from O'Reilly. Watches the ball very well and cuts the ball beautifully for 1 run. Ireland 72 now for the loss of 6 wickets. We're in the 18th over. Megan Shute runs, bowls, Nice shot from Kim Garth, just pushed down the ground. Grace Harris, who's had a huge influence on this Australian side in this series. Wonderful batsman, great bowler, very good fielder, typical of all her colleagues. It's been a pleasure to watch these Australians at work, and it's very easy to see why they are the world champions. Megan Shute from the Claremont Road end, she runs in, big stride, bowls. Lucy O'Reilly hits it out to mid-wicket for no run. When is the Thailand trip? When do we head for the World T20 qualifiers? Is that this year or the early part of next year?
Yeah, so it's this year. I think the actual tournament starts on the 28th of November. So I know we'll probably be looking to go out a little bit earlier. But it runs from the 28th of November to the 5th of December.
Okay. Well, of course, we wish you both the very best of luck in that, and the entire Irish cricketing community, and indeed the entire nation, will be right behind you, and we wish you well with that. Let's hope you get to the finals, as the Irish men did recently. They head to India in, I think it's March of next year, for the World T20s. Talking about the Irish men, they have a very big game coming up against the Australian men next Thursday up in Stormont. Stormont is up in Belfast, and just to remind you that tickets are available for that match, please go to the Cricket Ireland website on www.cricketireland.ie or go to Ticketmaster for your tickets. It promises to be a fantastic game. The world champions in town.
The presentation ceremony for the player of the series and series trophy will take place in front of the pavilion at the close of play. I would ask you please to cooperate with the stewards and refrain from encroaching upon the playing field.
So just 2 overs to go now in the Irish innings. Kim Garth and Lucy O'Reilly at the wicket. Kim Garth on strike. Both girls have done very well here today. It's Garth on strike, trying to push it through the covers. No run. Ball is returned into Healy. Wicket-keeper Healy, she's been so impressive in this series. Sarah Coyte, in she comes, bowls. Kim Garth tries to hit her down the ground. It's no single. Hit to mid-on. Australia lead 2-0 in the series, and looks as though they're going to go 3-0 up and win all 3 matches, but it's been a wonderful series. The Irish have acquitted themselves with great credit. They've done ever so well. Playing against a side with the quality that Australia possess is not easy, but they've done ever so well. It's been a huge learning curve for the Irish ladies, and no doubt it's... And there's a good shot from Garth now. Just the 1 run. Well fielded by the Australians. Fielding being just one of the many hallmarks of this Australian side. They have been excellent from start to finish in all 3 encounters. Ball is returned and ball will be tried before it's given to Sarah Coyte. Lucy O'Reilly on strike. Lucy O'Reilly from the YMCA club, the home club, and there's a wide delivery from Coyte. Ireland now moving on to 75 runs. 75 runs. We're in the 19th over. 6 wickets down. In comes Coyte. She bowls a full length to O'Reilly. Pushes it nicely. Rather loose throw on the part of the Australians, but well backed up as ever. And the ball is returned to Healy. The ball goes round the ring. We'd like to thank you very much for joining us in this live stream broadcast. We've really enjoyed bringing all 3 games to you. And Garth going after the bowling and doing so very successfully, hitting it out to the infamous cow corner. Good shot on the part of Kim Garth. She now moves on to 20 runs. We're in the
spell of 4 overs, no maidens, none for 26.
We approach the final over of this game. And to bowl the final over, it's Megan Shute. She opened the bowling today and she will close the bowling today. So it's Shute to O'Reilly. Nice shot by O'Reilly. Guided down to third man. Well fielded. O'Reilly moves on to 14. Garth on 24. It's been a good partnership by these two. They've done exceptionally well. Shute approaches the wicket. Full length delivery. Steered down to third man yet again by Kim Garth. 4 deliveries to go, and I'm glad to say that the rain has blown over. Now playing in fine conditions. Slightly overcast, but dry. Good cricketing conditions. Megan Shute approaches the wicket. Bowls to O'Reilly. O'Reilly takes a quick single. Good work on the part of Lucy O'Reilly. And she's run out. How unfortunate, but how brilliant on the part of Australia yet again. Aaron Osborne this time, and that really just epitomises all that's great about this Australian side. Their ground fielding has been nothing short of brilliant. They threw the stumps down on so many occasions in match 2 in this 3-match series. Very fine knock by Lucy O'Reilly, who makes her way off the field of play. And Kim Garth is now joined by Elena Tice. Elena Tice, a regular member of this Irish side. Young lady from the Marion Cricket Club. She makes her way out to the centre. She's not on strike. Kim Garth is. Megan Shute has ball in hand. Good shot, excellent shot from Kim Garth. Fine shot down the ground. Kim Garth moving on to 29. 29 excellent runs. She's done ever so well in this series. She has been one of the standout performers for the Irish ladies. So Megan Shute. Lovely action, right arm over the wicket. In she comes. Good shot from Garth, but no run. The ball goes round the circle. Back to Megan Shute. Ireland 86 for 7, chasing the daunting total of 186. In comes Shute. Garth dances down the wicket, plays a nice shot, thinks about a second, but no run. And that concludes the Irish innings, falling exactly 100 runs light of the Australian total. Warm applause from the big crowd here in Claremont Road. That concludes the 3-match series between the Australian ladies and the Irish ladies. We thank you very much for watching us on our live stream over the last 3 games. We hope you've enjoyed what has been a really splendid series. Australia winning the series 3-0, but pushed all the way, certainly in the first game, where they came out on top by a mere 20 runs.
Sarah Coyce,
We hope
4 overs, no
you'll
maiden,
join us
number
again in the
26.
near future.
Ray
Cricket
Farrell,
Ireland
4
looking to
overs,
live
no
stream
maiden,
more
number
games,
13.
and Isabel
Jess
Joyce
Johnson,
now
4
leads
overs,
the
2
Irish
maiden,
team out to shake
1 for
hands
7.
with her Australian counterparts.
Cricket Ireland
It's
would
been a
also like
great
to remind
series.
you
It's
that
been played in the right
cricket
manner.
still on sale for
Australia
next week.
now
Andy Energy,
leave our
Shannon
shores,
Green.
very welcome
Ireland are the
visitors.
world champions of
They
Stormont.
leave our shores
Make
and
sure
head
you don't miss
over
your
to
chance
the
to get your
UK
tickets
today,
by
where
going
they
to
will resume their Ashes series
www.cricketireland.ie.
against the English. The Australians lead 8-2 and only require one more win in the remaining 3 T20 series. The Irish have done themselves exceptionally proud here. It's been a wonderful series. Umpires Colleran and Azam Ali Beg and third umpire Kevin Gallagher just gather to discuss their thoughts, as do the Irish team with their coach Aaron Hamilton. We thank you very much for watching us, and we look forward to your company in the very near future. From us all here in YMCA Cricket Club in Claremont Road in Dublin, we thank you for watching. We bid you farewell, and we look forward to bringing the presentation to you very shortly.
series, right? Okay. Wonderfully breakable things. This you can't fill them with drink.
Ladies and gentlemen, members of the Australian cricket team, members of the Irish cricket team, it's my great pleasure to welcome you this afternoon to the YMCA Cricket Club for what has been a splendid series between the Australian ladies and the Irish ladies. It's also a great pleasure on my part to introduce the President of Cricket Ireland to say a few words, Dr. Murray Power.
Thank you, Heatley. And ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure for me to be here for this wonderful occasion. And I'd first like to, albeit somewhat belatedly, welcome the Australian team to Ireland. It was really great that you were able to come to us within the sort of brackets of your English tour. It's been great to see you in action over these 3 games, and I'm sure the Irish girls have gained an awful lot from playing against you. And I would just like to wish you all the best with your remaining assignments on this trip. I know you've done very well in the English series to date, and congratulations on that. I'd also like to thank YMCA Cricket Club for hosting these matches so splendidly. You've had quite a number of women's matches to host this year. You've looked after them all extremely well, and I think we're all greatly indebted to you. And last but not least, the people who often get forgotten on occasions like this, the umpires and the scorers for the 3 games who've done their respective jobs so quietly and efficiently and effectively. And I'll hand back to Heatley to take the rest of the programme forward.
Thank you very much, Dr. Power. It's now my great pleasure to announce the player of the series. It's been a very difficult decision because there's been so many wonderful players in this series. But I'm delighted to announce that the player of the series from Australia is Grace Harris. Not at all, and many congratulations, Grace. I hope you've enjoyed the series first and foremost.
Yeah, it's my first time on tour with the Aussie team, so it's been really fun, and the girls are great to be around. And Ireland's pretty good when it's not raining.
Well, you've done okay on that front. So tell me, you head back to England now this evening to continue your Ashes series.
Yeah, I met the girls over here just at the end of the test match, and I've joined them just for the 20 leg of the series, and we'll fly back tonight. It's not a very long flight, so that'll be good. And hopefully we win we only need to win the 2020 match to wrap up the series, so I hope we win that first game. Actually, I hope we win all 3 just to smash England, but the first one will do.
Well, if you keep hitting the ball at the pace and rate you have been hitting it, I'm sure you will win. Ladies and gentlemen, the player of the series, Grace Harris. I'd now like to call upon the Irish captain to come up and say a few words. Isabel Joyce, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, Isabel, many congratulations. It's been a fantastic series.
Thank you very much. I'm not sure how fantastic the finish was. We were quite disappointed, obviously, with our batting the last few days and some of the bowling today. But I think hopefully we were a good challenge for the Aussies coming up to their next few matches. And we've learned a lot and a lot to build on.
Great, and you have a very important couple of months coming up. Am I right in saying you head to Thailand?
Yeah, Thailand's in November, and then hopefully if we qualify from that, the World Cup is a few months later. So yeah, we've a lot to work on. It's great to play against a top quality opposition like this and really learn where we need to improve.
Great. Well, Isabel, on behalf of the tremendous crowd here in Claremont Road, we wish you and your Irish team the very best of luck in the qualifiers in Thailand, and we thank you for all the entertainment you've given us over the past 3 games. Ladies and gentlemen, the Irish captain, Isabel Joyce. And now I'd like to call upon the Australian captain and to accept the trophy from Dr. Murray Power. The Australian captain is, of course, Meg Lanning. Before you accept the trophy, many congratulations.
Thank you. It's been a really enjoyable 3 games. We don't get to play against Ireland that often, but it's been certainly very enjoyable and a great week in Dublin.
Great. You are in the middle of a really important Ashes series. How have you found this leg of your tour?
Yeah, it's been great to play in some really competitive matches, get back into the T20 sort of style of cricket coming off a test match. So very glad that we came here to play against Ireland. I think it's certainly been some really good preparation for us and looking forward to moving on back to England now.
Great. Well, on behalf of everyone here, we thank you very much for coming to Dublin. We hope you've enjoyed your visit and we wish you continued success on the latter part of your tour in England. Ladies and gentlemen, the Australian captain, Meg Lanning. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up proceedings. We thank you all very much indeed for your attendance here in Claremont Road. We'd like to thank